Ready. Grand Rising Elizabeth. Today is January, February 8th. Okay, I got to really catch up here. February 8th, 2024. We are about to get started with our series for this week on Thursday, Self-Love Part 4. I'd like to welcome everybody this morning. A shout out to Queen, Dooney, Evelyn, Mariana, Joy, Star, Maureen, Deidre, Ebony coming in. How y'all doing this morning?
Wonderful.
Doing great.
Was anybody able to look at the Matrix?
Yes, I was. My family, we all did.
Okay, good. So for those who watched it, what did you see newly that was different from the first time you saw? What did you, from what we're having conversations about, what did you hear newly or see newly or hit you a different kind of way than it hit you before? Anybody?
Oh, this is Deidre.
Okay.
For me, what stood out to me is that, when I watched it before, I didn't really connect with the whole not reality or living in a dream. But now I understand it. I understand it more now.
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, really, really good.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah. Especially, with the Course in Miracles, all of this isn't real. So then when he took the red pill and he opened up his eyes to him just being this thing that the Matrix sucked off all his energy, and then you looked down and you just saw humanity being in these pods and their energy and life force being sucked off. I was like, totally new meaning for me. Totally. I said, whoa, I get it. I get it.
It's a different look because the information we have now, we didn't have then.
No.
No. Right? So
Right.
the Matrix, being inside of the Matrix represents the negativity.
Yes.
It represents the darkness. It represents the illusion that we're living in, that we think is real.
Yes.
Right? The illusion that we've been programmed into. Right, and indoctrinated into. So that part it's really, really clear now.
Yeah.
Right. Anybody else?
Yeah, for me, I realized Neo was an anagram for the one, and how he was like a representation of how there is no separation from anything. And how in the movie where Cypher was trying to destroy Morpheus, it was showing me how Cypher was like, he took the red pill, he was awakened, but he didn't like it. So his whole point in trying to destroy Morpheus was because he wanted to go back and forget everything that he learned. And so for me, it just kind of helped me see that sometimes we get in a space where it's like, oh, I wish I never knew that, but I can't go back. And the fight that we have between ourselves and ego.
Yes, that's really good. Really good, Mariana. Really, really good. Because that's what the fight is. And like once you remember, you can't forget.
Yeah.
And you can't forget. You can't forget. But the pull to, so it's once you see the light, your soul wants light. And so once you see the light, just a little glimmer of light, your soul will continue to look for the light.
Yeah. And there was one other thing too that struck me when Morpheus took Neo to go see the Oracle, and the sign that was above the door that said "Know thyself." And so it showed me that everything that Neo experienced was coming from within and projecting outward. And that's one of the things that we talk about a lot too, is that in order to I don't want to say fix, but everything starts from within us, and everything on the outside is a projection of what we have inside of us.
Yes. Yeah. That's really good. Really good, Mariana. Anybody else? Did y'all all, if you really look at it again, you'll really get we're all the one. We're all the one. You're the one, this, one, but it's not like one, it's like not one separate one, like we're one,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
right? And we're all just a projection coming from each other's mind, but there's only one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, really good. All right, anything else about the Matrix that stood out for you?
In reference to, oh, okay, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got two
Yes.
devices.
In reference to what Mariana was saying, no one can tell you who you are except God.
Yes.
Yes.
The oracle knew who he was, but she could not tell him. He had to find that out for himself.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then but there's another part to that for me too. And that is the like no okay, at the same time, no one can tell you who you are. You don't know who you are without another. Right? Like
Yeah.
the closest thing to you is your face, right? But do you know what you
Mhm.
look like without a mirror?
No.
You don't know what you look like, and it's the closest thing to you, and that's your face. Like if you got spinach in your teeth, you don't know that. Somebody will have to tell you you got spinach in your teeth. Do this, lipstick on your
Mhm.
mouth. Do this, right? So the closest thing to you. So at the same time, no one can tell you who you are. A lot of times, your community knows who you are better than you do because of whatever degree that you're inside of the matrix.
Mhm.
And being inside the matrix, I mean, to the degree that you don't remember who you are, how far you've separated yourself from God.
So, okay, question, because I thought I picked up something in the movie about that when he was with the oracle and when she told him to watch out for the vase before the vase fell. And
I
then
mean,
she
say that
asked
again. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Say that again.
okay, so there was a part where where the oracle told him to watch out for the vase, and the vase hadn't fallen yet, but then it fell and he caught it.
Yeah.
And so it was like she predicted it before it happened.
Uh-huh.
And so like now that you're explaining it, it kind of makes sense that she knew before he did. And that's
Yes.
when she told him, like, oh, you are not the one. So I was trying to piece it together, but I couldn't really find the words. But now that you're saying it, that
Yes.
was the first thing that came to mind.
Yes. Yes. Because a lot of times your community or the people around you can see you better than you can see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I do that in leading the Course in Miracles all the time. Because when I be telling people you are perfect, whole, and complete, when they first start the course, they be like, "What is she talking about? No way." Now it's a slogan. What's going
Yeah.
on with you? I'm perfect, whole, and complete. But you get that. But in the beginning, that's not where people start from. But if you hold the space for them for that, as they continue to read, they start to get that for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or even as a coach, that's what I do. I hold the space for people to get and see what they can't get and see for themselves. I can see that and hold the space for them to have that until they can have it for themselves. So
Yeah, that being said, Rev, what Star has said about if I heard this right, nobody can tell you who you are, but um my take on that is that that's why the community is there to tell you, to show you
yes.
who you are, because
Yeah.
many times we don't know that we don't know who we are.
We forgot. We
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
but
right,
we
right, right.
forgot.
We forgot, and then they have to
Mhm.
bring that back to our attention. And some people, they don't accept that. I remember, I remember at Landmark, it was Rosa. It was probably you too, but I know it was Rosa and some other sister. I walked out of the office and probably had some type of attitude or something. And Rosa said, she don't know how powerful she is.
Exactly.
And I just like,
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
they knew more than I knew. And
Yes.
that's why I was there to learn.
Yes.
uncover, to discover. And I always remember that she doesn't know how powerful she is.
Mm-hmm.
And so it does take the community, it takes all of the one to help bring that back into our, into our memory, to our,
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Because if we're left to our own morals, is that the word? We are in trouble.
Left to our own devices.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
takes others to bring some knowledge or bring some, even accidents or incidents that happen causes us to learn every single thing that happens in our life brings some more knowledge, some more revelation, some more. It's just we get to decide whether that tragedy, unquote, will we learn from that or will we be consumed?
Yeah.
Yeah, from that.
And it takes something, because at some point you have to make the decision of who you're gonna be in the matter called your own life.
Yeah.
When you have to get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Mhm, mhm.
Right? You have to get to the end of the rope. Like how they say at Alcoholics Anonymous, you got to hit rock bottom sometimes before you go, okay, that's it for me, and
Mhm.
try something new. So, but the main thing, and I just wanted to talk about that for a few minutes. And so for everybody who watched it, good job, and thanks for the discussion on it. But the matrix has a best, and how does the matrix relate to our subject, which is self-love? The matrix has, or being inside of the matrix has a vested interest in our self-hatred,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
Because if we loved ourselves, we would have no internal void, no reason to look outside of ourselves for the answer,
Mm.
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Look outside of ourselves for love. Look outside of ourselves to achieve or to earn the love of others, right? To be good enough.
Yeah.
Nobody for us to impress, nothing to buy to be in the, in the whatever that is. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Be in the um to have the right toys, the right this and the right that. You wouldn't have to do that to impress others.
Yeah.
Right. And so if we would actually stop doing that, do you know the difference it would make on the planet?
Mm.
Because that energy is what feeds the matrix. Our consumerism and celebrityism feeds the matrix,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
right? Yeah, what is it? The Joneses. What's it called?
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Keeping up
Girl,
with the
yes, I haven't
Joneses.
used that term in so yo, I done killed the term off. Like I know it had something to do with the Joneses, right?
And that's, you know what, Rev, when what you're talking about is like many people are coming off of the grid.
Uh-huh.
They're coming off of the grid so that they're not in the matrix. They're I set this up so I get my own water. I built this, I built that, I can breathe, all of that, coming off out of that in a physical way that they can do it. Mhm.
But when you actually start to do the self-examination, the matrix is inside of spirituality.
Mhm.
You talk to some people, particularly, it because everybody got restrictions, right? But some Christians, if you throwing cards or got stones or um you doing certain things, they think that's devil worship,
Mhm.
right? All inside of the matrix, so it's on every level, mentally, emotionally. If you think a certain way or different from what everybody else is doing, you're weird. Do you know how
Yeah.
many people, and there's some of y'all on this call too, trying to do everything you can do not to be weird? And then some of us do everything we can do to be different from everybody else.
Um, I
Yeah.
I wanted to say about Sunday with the exchange of the gifts
Mm-hmm.
when my doll came up.
Uh-huh.
I, I was like really surprised at the gentleman's. Yeah, he just really didn't want it. And then another lady said, I don't know if that's going to put a spell on me or bless me. And I was like,
Ooh.
I said, I wonder where that came from.
Yeah, it's a belief system.
Yeah.
It's part of, child black folks scared somebody gonna put a hoodoo on them. Girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, people are afraid of that.
Yeah.
Not knowing that that's part of our culture.
Mhm.
Right? So, so the whole point of this is so that we can redirect our devotion and our attention to what's important to us, which is our self-love.
Right.
Right? And so, like, what does that really look like? The self-love is the act of acknowledging ourselves through creation. It means we recognize our value as a byproduct of we exist. If we exist, what should come with our existence is loving ourselves. Our existence, who we are, I am, you are, she is. The isness of us requires that what goes with that and equal to that is self-love. So it's funny that self-love gets confused with arrogance, because when people really love themselves, they carry themselves in a certain way.
Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah.
really, self-love is a very humbling act. Self-love is the understanding that we matter because we are. It's really, really funny. I saw it for the first time with Aziz people. We're like, Aziz teaches that we are God in human form, right? So a lot of people in her ministry, right, they walk around like peacocks, right? I'd be like, they so arrogant. But now after doing this, I really they get who they are. They really get who they are. Right? And so so it's not arrogance. We get self-love confused with arrogance. And I really saw that over the weekend. I'm really glad that, because even out of doing this series, I've gotten a lot for myself about this whole conversation. Self-love is the understanding that we matter, not because we're rich or famous, talented, beautiful, successful. Is exactly the opposite. Self-love means loving ourselves simply because we are who we are, simply because we are as God created us. That's why you love yourself, because that's how God created you. God created you love. Right? When we truly, I mean, really, truly love ourselves, we understand what it means to love God. So a lot of us, especially when we start to read the Course of Miracles, we start to see to the degree that we are, we say we love God, but we start to see to the degree and what areas of our lives we're not aligned with God. Right? But how can we align with God if we don't love ourselves?
Right.
Right? So to love God is to love ourselves. To love God is to love yourself. Because that's how God created you. God created you love. I mean, like, wow, I really got that, like, really at a whole nother point of view. Right? How can I say that I love God if I'm not really loving and aligning myself with the love that I am?
Right. Amen.
Right? So because we're in touch with our own divinity, that animates all beings. Us being in touch with who we are and animated and full of joy and love about that, because when you really get it, you be geeked about that. It actually geeks up and inspires other people. This is why people who love themselves are considered to be holy, because they're whole and complete. They recognize there's no separation between them and another individual. There's no separation from God. And when there's no separation from God, the love of yourself is just because God created you love. God ain't create no junk. And we actually start to see others as love because God created them love. You know, it's that one piece right there. It keeps me from being pissed off at people because I'm pissed off at them, but I go, is God pissed off at them? No, God still love them. I'll be like, well, hell, I'm wasting my time being pissed off at other people if God still loves them. What? I mean, it's a waste of time. If I'm gonna be angry and upset, and the angry and the upset and all of that is part of being the matrix. Now, yeah, are we gonna go there? Yeah. But the whole point is to be able to get clear and get off of it real quickly. Get clear and get off of it real quickly. Because to pretend like we're not gonna go there, I don't think that that's possible.
Yeah.
Right? So, we see, okay, so we start to see the world as holy, loving God, loving themselves is an act of worship. And that and when we start to love ourselves and love others, it actually becomes a prayer in the world. That is so beautiful.
Wow. Wow.
We start to see the whole world as whole and complete. Even though God's children, they acting a fool, how God created them was whole and complete. So they're still holy. They just haven't made the connection yet. People who love themselves know that loving themselves is loving God, and that loving themselves is an act of worship, and that loving themselves is a prayer. That is so powerful to me.
Yeah.
Loving ourselves comes along with the understanding that every time we say something to ourselves, ooh, this part got me. We also saying it to God. Anytime you're saying something, you know, I've been having y'all write down like the negative conversations you're having. Do you know you're saying that to God? You're so stupid. Really? That's what you want to say to God?
Ooh.
I ain't got no money. That's what you really want to say to God? Really? What are some of the other stuff you say to yourself? I'm not good enough. That's really what you want to say to God? Because whatever you're saying to yourself is what you're saying to God, because that's really deep too. I don't know if you ever heard of, there's an offshoot religion called Eckankar, and they chant Hu, H-U, Hu, but Hu is the first two syllables of human, human, and Hu means God. Human means that you're God in man, right? So God, I'm God. So how you get that you're God? So whatever you're saying about yourself, you're saying that about God. That's gonna cut out a lot of nonsense if you take it on. That'll take out a lot of nonsense, a lot of negative self-talk.
Yeah.
Okay, talking about you scared. I'm afraid of something. Really? That's what you want us to tell God, that you're afraid? So whatever you're saying about God, we're saying it to God. So if I tell myself I'm an idiot, I'm calling God an idiot. Anytime you put yourself down, you're putting down your creation, because you are one.
So would it be, Rev, that when we say that about others, we're saying that about God?
Because it ain't. So we got it. So the principle, it's a Course in Miracles principles, but the principle is ain't nobody out there.
Ain't nobody
Everybody out
out
there.
there. Right.
Everybody out there is a projection from our own mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. We created the people out there so that we could heal ourselves. So whoever the people are in our lives, they're in our lives so that we can heal ourselves or align ourselves more with God. When we judge, when we condemn, when we are challenging God's creation, is saying, I can only love and accept that which I understand. And when you can only love and accept that which you understand, you put a limit on your perception. So which really, because we can't see with our perception. We only can see with our spiritual eyes. And we don't really know how to use our spiritual eyes because that's not what we're being taught to see with. We've been taught to see what we see with our two eyes, our perception, but it's not about our perception. And you can clean up your perception so you can see things more truly, more to the truth of who they are. But true perception is a knowing. I know that I know that I know. That's the true perception.
Mhm.
Okay. So, and that's the piece about it though, because when they say love is unconditional, because God don't have no conditions on love. I love them, I don't love them. So it's really unconditional. God doesn't have any conditions on anything. So self-love means being able to love God's creations in all its forms, and that includes you. So one of the things that like time flying by real fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think so I think we're going, but one of the things I really want to talk about and put in for this week, and for those people who can write, and I guess you can go back and listen to this, but one of the things that we're going to do.
Oh, what happened?
We lost her.
Oh no, come back, come back. See, look at that. You know it's something important.
Right. The frequency got too high.
Meanwhile, welcome. Let me see here. Lolly. Welcome, Stacy, Lily B. Come on and say that word. I love when she says this. Where you at, Lily B? Hey, beautiful Lolly. Let me see. Whoever, Lakeisha, Grand Rising. I think everybody else was already on.
Yeah, Stacy was already in.
Happy Thursday, beautiful people.
There you go.
How's everyone feeling?
Grand
Good.
Rising.
Good. I love to hear that. I'm getting ready to bust a move, burn some calories, and enjoy the rest of listening to you guys.
All right. You know, I'm gonna, when I get my new house, I'm gonna have a bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
Not bicycle, but the thing you walk. And I said I'm gonna have Elizabeth right there, and I'll be exercising while I'm talking to you all.
Yes. Oh, yes. A little treadmill or a stair stepper.
Yeah.
Yes.
The treadmill. Yeah, and then just be moving my body while I'm, while we are engaging with one another.
Absolutely. Well, everybody have a beautiful day and enjoy this wonderful conversation.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have like 50 degrees today and going on up to 60 and stuff. All right,
What?
welcome,
I'm gonna have to go on a walk.
Lily B, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna talk about creating a self-love altar in your home. So
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can go back and listen to that, but we're gonna talk about that right now, so you'll know that that's what's there. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
See, Rev,
Yeah.
Oracle, the agent's trying to get rid of you because you're saying too much good stuff.
I know, right? I know, right? But that's how my ego comes after me now. I'd be like, cut her off.
Cut her off.
Cut her off. Right? Because I'm that's how come okay, so number one, after I come for CEZs, whatever I had going on internally, it gets shifted around. So I'm inside of like going, that's how come it's like I had to haul to get here this morning. It wasn't just, okay, I'm going to do, no, it was like, I went to put my hair wrap on. It was like, the hair wrap was like, I'm not doing that. I was like, oh girl, no, I can't fight with you. Right. So, like that. It's like, girl, I can't fight with you this morning, right?
Yeah.
So, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a love altar, self-love altar. And the altar is going to be a source, a power source. An altar is a power source that exists in all cultures and most spiritual traditions. Like when I have my own crib, I always have little altars in different points in my house that represent different energies that I want to remember and bring forth, right? So an altar is a way of focusing your energy and devotion onto something. So this little altar, and you could be a little corner in your room, a little special little spot, but every time you look at it, what it'll have you do is remember to, focus in and give yourself some self-love. The one I had where I was living before, it was a more of an altar that represented my little girl. So every time I went by it, I got in touch with her and let her know that I was paying attention to her and that she was on my mind, right? So this altar I'm going to create this time is going to be a self-love altar. So it's a place where we place our energy and devotion, and I can remind myself and pay attention to making sure that I'm putting self-love in, and that I understand and I'm clear about that how I love myself is how I love God. That gets me really excited, right? And so the purpose of creating a self-love altar is to honor the consciousness of self-love as divine love. So the reason we're making this altar is that we're going to honor the fact that our self-love is also divine love. To acknowledge that the more you love yourself, the more you love God. This is the energy that we're calling forth. So on your altar, it's up to you what you put on it, but it can include, you definitely want to have a picture of yourself, something that inspires you. You want to have something on there that represents money for you, or you can actually just put some money up there for prosperity or whatever represents prosperity. You want to pick a stone, a crystal that represents strength. As I go, I don't care where I go in the world, I always bring rocks with me. So I got a little rock altar. Because wherever I go, if I go to the beach, I always bring home something, shells or something from the beach. Right? So in however you want to set your altar up. And you want to put a message on the altar, a loving message on the altar, something like, as I see myself, I see God. Or something similar to that, or something that resonates with you. So our goal is to create the altar that inspires you, that this altar uplifts you and reminds you of your divinity energy every day when you look on it. If you look on it, it'll make you smile and get present to love. You want to make sure to keep it tidy, to make offerings to it, fresh flowers. It's like so funny. My spirit is telling me my altar like candy already. With some candy on it. Right? Something sweet.
Uh-huh.
All right. And the main thing is to make sure that you're giving it attention. Because the more energy that you give your altar, the stronger your self-love momentum will build. So that's what we want to do. We want to build momentum of self-love. And then what we gonna do is, after you do your altar, you got to put it in the feed so we can see how our altars look.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, what y'all hear so far in what we're doing so far? Any questions or anything that you want to say? Yeah, go ahead, Lakeisha.
I know I was late. I do apologize. I was doing my homework and I fell asleep on my homework and I started it up again. So I know y'all probably talked about the
The
Matrix.
Matrix, we did. We did. What you want to say about it?
This time it was, even though I saw it several times and my first coach had us do it as a homework assignment, but I had never paid attention to the word AI was in there. Like, that slipped past me. He
Well,
said,
guess
"What's
what? Wait a minute, hold on. It just slipped past you. It wasn't in the thought. Listen, y'all, we gotta okay, I'm saying this. They are downloading new information is getting downloaded on us. That was the first time they ever probably kicked AI to us. That's why it went by us, because it wasn't part of the download yet.
Yeah.
They was just putting it in.
Yeah, it said we gave birth. Once we gave birth of AI, did everything change?" And I never, as many times as I looked at that, I never saw the word, to hear them say AI. I was like, it like really blew me away.
Okay.
And so I was
Really
like
good.
100% intentional of listening to it and watching it. And the thing that kept saying that kept in my mind was know thyself. Like know thyself. Free your mind. Let go of the fear, the doubt, and the disbelief. If we can do that,
yes,
just so many things that we'll be able to manifest in ourselves.
yes,
Yeah.
And so let's talk about that's really good, Lakeisha. Anything else?
I like the part when he said, what is real? How do you define real? Like, what is real? You know, it was almost like what I was doing yesterday, reading, going back to a book, and he said, what is health? Like, do we really know what healthy? Like, what is really health? How do you know if you're truly healthy or not? Like, what is it? And I just thought that was so profound. What is real, and how do you define what is real?
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick to that AI?
Sure.
As old as that movie is, like Lakeisha said, I just realized he said AI too, because I've seen that movie probably 10 times. Probably 10 times.
Yeah.
I say, dang, AI, they were talking about it back then.
Exactly, but it wasn't in our consciousness yet.
Yeah.
Right? But this is the thing. In the last 10 to 20 years, they've been dropping a whole bunch of different terms and things into the thought system. That's what come we're moving out of where we were. Like now we're in the Aquarian age. As we start to move closer to the Aquarian age, a lot of ways of being and doing things that we did in the Piscean age, it no longer works. In the Piscean age, people could hide, they could do their stuff. Did you notice the closer we got to the Aquarian age, if you did something wrong, you got busted
quickly.
Right? Especially in politics, government, they out of order, they was getting busted. Like the real estate, the housing industry, they was doing all of that, taking people charging super amount of money for houses and giving people houses when they couldn't. Yes, Ebony, they was doing all that illegal stuff around the houses and had the whole just trying to get money. They all got busted and almost took the whole country out with them. So it's a lot. And if you really have to pay attention to that's what's going on. And it's even going on stronger now, because now even with AI, you're going to have to know what AI is, because you're going to have to recognize when they're using it.
Ooh.
I was looking at a video. The next thing you know, the guy talking about the video is AI. I'm like, that's AI. I didn't know.
Yeah.
They have this thing where the man was telling teachers how to detect whether your student really did the work or AI did the work.
Yeah. Okay, Lakeisha, you want to say something?
One thing that was powerful that I didn't write down is that it says that with the AI, that once you allow it to start thinking for you, like once it starts thinking for you, we're in trouble.
Well, yeah, it's already thinking for you.
It's already thinking.
It's already thinking for you when you tell it, make this more business friendly. You don't have to think about how to make it business friendly. It'll make it business friendly for you.
Yeah, and my son is always, he's so intelligent, it just be blowing my mind. But he talks about that, Mom, the AI, that's dangerous. It's really dangerous, It can be,
Well,
especially
actually what they're doing is they're dumbing people down, because you don't have to think.
Yeah.
They don't want you to think. They just want you to follow. And that's the piece. That's another piece too. Let's talk about this piece, because our hour be going by fast. And there's some more stuff I want to talk about, but we'll have to put it in next time. Listen, that piece about know thyself. Okay, y'all, this is what you got to know about yourself. Okay, you all know the basics about who you are, but the part I want to say about that is you're not stuck with no part of who you think you are, because you are a creation. You are a creation. You know, when you go, well, that's just how I am. No, there's no such thing as that's just how I am. That's not the truth about who you are. You are a creation. And so some people are stuck with ways of being about themselves that don't work. And they just be stuck with them because that's just how I am. No, that's not just how you are. You can actually recreate yourself. That's what the resurrection is about. The resurrection is about rebirth, recreating yourself. That's really what, so, you know, it's like, so you think you know who you are. Really, the thing is, you don't really know who you are and what your potential is. Right? And a lot of times somebody else can see more of you than you can see of yourself. So that's what I want to say about that. Know thyself. I'm not so keen on that because, okay, when I started, like really started my development, the whole thing about being a leader, I would go, I'm not the leader.
Oh, that's me.
Okay, but that's a come I can tell you that you be lying because you me. I see. I'm not the leader. I'm like, yeah, because you're a teacher. You're like, no, you are. And I'm gonna tell you, your life, when you start to own that you are a leader and a teacher, your life is gonna get better. Because that's okay. So, oh my God. Okay. So here I go. Oh my God. It was in the Course of Miracles last night. And okay, so, oh my God, this is so deep to me. Okay, so I don't understand. I just follow Holy Spirit. I'm saying the Holy Spirit, why you got me reading the same thing on Monday? What the class on Wednesday is reading, the class on Sunday is reading. I'm like, well, I'm reading that twice. I don't understand. But now I'm starting to understand because I'm like, oh, when I read it two times in 1 week with the group, it gets crystal freaking clear for me. I go, oh, that's why you got me reading like that, because it's crystal clear. Right. Like, okay, so y'all got to know, I done read the Course in Miracles 34 times. Okay. I don't play, I don't be playing. I read every freaking word. Like, and I got people go, okay, we're gonna read the back of the books. They like, yeah. Right. But what we read last night, this piece right here is so mind-blowing. And I'm only talking about it because it's right what we're talking about right now. There's this one part, it talks about the decision to forget. The decision to forget. See, we were all made perfect, whole, and complete, but we all got challenges. So whatever we're challenged about, that's where we separated ourselves from and we forgot who we really are. Like Lakeisha, you forgot that you were a leader and a teacher. You forgot. Okay. So you separated yourself from the leader and the teacher that you are. Do you get that? So listen what this says. Unless you first know something, you cannot disassociate it. So unless you first know something, you can't separate yourself from it. Knowledge must precede disassociation. So you got to know it before you can separate from it.
Whoa, yes.
Yeah.
So that disassociation is nothing more than a decision to forget. You just say, I'm going to forget that part because I don't want to be responsible for being a leader and a teacher and having to take care of people and express myself. And you don't want to do that. So, and all y'all got places where y'all doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm really doing that in that area because you're right, because that's something that I don't want to do. I don't like doing it. Having what you call that, multi-level marketing, being an agent, having people up under you, having to train. I just don't like it.
But that's a powerful choice, but you don't have to separate yourself from it. You can just decline not to do that. Right? Because listen to what it says. And it's just this first paragraph. We went on to read the whole thing last night, but this first paragraph blew my mind. What has been forgotten then appears to be fearful.
Whoa.
So every place you're afraid of something, that's some aspect of yourself that you've forgotten that that's who you really are.
Mm.
What
Hello?
section of that is that?
Don't worry, you're gonna read it on Sunday. Don't worry, don't worry. Right? What has been forgotten then appears to be fearful. So look at what you're afraid of. You just forgot that you can do that thing. Right? But only because the disassociation is an attack on the truth. You separating yourself from who you really are, that's how you attack the truth about who you really are. So if you really get it, that's blasphemy. God done made you to be a leader and whatever it is to be really, really big, but you get really, really scared of it. And that's how we attack the truth.
We done denied ourselves
Access to who we really are. And that, honey, child, please. All right,
Wow.
hold on, women, hold on. Are you fearful because you have forgotten who you really are?
Woo.
And have you replaced your knowledge with an awareness of dreams because you are afraid of your disassociation? Not of what you have disassociated. You're afraid of disassociation, which is the separation. You're not afraid of what you have disassociated. What have you disassociated? It's not the disassociation, it's what you've separated yourself from. What? Your leadership and your power?
And through that, you discover so much. I totally understand what Lakeisha's saying. I really do. But
okay, let me finish this last line and then we can talk. Hold on. When you have disassociated, when what you have disassociated separated yourself from your power and your greatness, when you accept that thing, it will cease to be fearful to you. Is right. Okay, go ahead, Joy, and then Lakeisha.
And through that, you just discover so many things about yourself.
Yep, you're keeping your own self small because you done separated yourself from your own greatness because you're scared to be wonderful, fabulous, awesome, and great, and beautiful, and powerful, and all that, and a bag of chips.
And what's crazy is a lot of that fear is not even ours. It's mostly the fear of how other people will perceive us when we're in that.
Okay, but let's go.
Girl, that was good, Miss Jones. That was good, girl.
Okay, but check it out. But that's because you don't have no self-love because you're looking outside of yourself for love.
Yes, love and validation and approval.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Do they like me?
Ooh,
well, the question is, do they like me? The question is, do I like myself?
I like myself. Yes.
Oh, girl, come on.
God.
Don't play with me today. Today is not the day. That's to come that's trying to cut me off, y'all. Go ahead, Stacy.
And then back to Lakeisha, she had her hand up.
Oh, Stacy, you want to say something? Maybe not. Okay, go ahead, Lakeisha.
Sorry, I was unmuted.
Oh, she's like, oh yeah, I got something. Go ahead, Stacy.
You have to get to the point in your life where you don't care what people think about you. Just do you, because you are the only person that you can do. So
okay,
so let's get washed away about when you don't care what people think about you.
Okay, come on. Now we about to work. Y'all ready? Do y'all accept me as the person that y'all want to work with? Because we about to work. Holy Spirit done told me, okay, I come over here and I be playing around with y'all, but now Spirit told me last night, this group right here, y'all need to work. We use a lot of words. That's why part of what we talked about today is what are the words that you're using? Because the words that we're using are causing us a lot of problems, okay? So like when you say, oh, dang, Stacy, I said all that because it's when you don't care, you don't want to say that you don't care. Because when you say you don't care what people think, just think about that. Just think about that. It's all the words you speak are like you throwing a pebble into the water. When you throw that pebble into the water, it ripples out and touches every aspect of your life. So if you say you don't care about something, it touches on a part of your life that you do care about, and it starts to look like you don't care when you really care. Do you understand what I'm saying, Stacey?
Yeah, but you can't, I'm saying it from the standpoint, you can't let it consume you from moving forward.
Okay, good.
can't let
That's
it
a more
stop you.
powerful, that's a more powerful way of saying it, to not allow something to consume you. But when you say you don't care about something, it affects you. You understand what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
just like
absolutely.
yesterday when Lakeisha, like the word try, we don't take the word try because that, okay, because that implies trying means you looking good, but you failing. You ain't doing nothing if you trying.
Right.
Okay. Or if you use the word should, somebody should be doing something, or I should be doing something. That's just shooting on yourself. And I don't mean shooting on yourself. It's like you just mess your pants up real bad. Right. So there are certain words that we use that we need to like we go, I want this, I want that, I want this to be the. When you start talking about what you want, wanting only gives more wanting. Wanting implies that you don't have something, and we have everything. So it's certain words that now we got to really start to pay attention to, because those words are affecting how our life is showing up, and we keep wondering why life ain't showing up.
Thank you for that clarification.
Okay. And so, okay, so this is the thing. So I'll be on the class, I'll be listening, I'll be like, oh my God, I can't listen to that, because I am really committed to elevating my language so that my language matches my world and what I'm out to create, because I am really clear. My words create my word. Okay, y'all, in the beginning, there was the word and the word was void. Word was first. Word is first. So what are you saying? That becomes critical. And we just going around deep saying stuff, and we don't even, we what? I be sitting here going, huh? What we doing? Right? So I just wanted to say that, and I got a lot of energy around that because I'm really committed to that. You know, like I hope, you know, we go to do something like the thing. I hope it turns out. Well, hope it turns out. What's your commitment? Right? That's another one. Well, I hope it goes well. Hope, okay, well, it's gonna go how you say it's gonna go.
I'm a hum.
Hope is encoded for I'm not sure. You're gonna put some doubt on it, made it uncertain.
When
Right?
God is nothing but certain.
Exactly. But we don't speak our intention that way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really working with what I'm really working with in my life is I'm God.
That part, yeah.
I'm God. Wait, okay, wait. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm missing something. If I'm God, God is with me in all things that I do. What? Okay, hold on. Right. And so I am actually in a point of, okay, now we about to relook at my life and what I'm doing and who I'm saying. Right. Like right now, my hip is hurting. My hip is hurting. It's on the right side, right? That's God. The masculine side. So for me, when I go to masculine, it's go to God. Yeah, because what's my hip about? Taking me forward. Hit my hip in my leg. It takes me forward and like, okay, well, have I been afraid of the future and going forward? Yeah, because it's like I made a left turn and it didn't go well. So I was scared about what you want me to do. Which way you want me to go?
Yeah.
But now I'm ready. But all the times that I've said that and did that, that pain is still lodged in my body. It's called Eckhart Tolle, the pain body. So all the times I complained, all the times I was filled with anxiety, all the times I wasn't really certain, all that's in my hip. Now I got to get it worked out. Somebody got to go crack my hip open. Because as a woman, that's where we hold all of our emotional uneasiness is held in our hips. And if you really know me, you know I got some hips. I'm holding on to some things. Hell. It's like I'm a no. I'm definitely a no.
Mhm.
So that's what I want to say. I got it in. We're gonna, the hour is up, y'all. That went so fast. I don't even know what to say.
I know that was just so good. I'm like, woo.
And we got it in. You packed it in, though. You packed it in.
Yes.
So we got one. Go ahead.
I wanted to say that I wanted to just bring up, and I'll bring the picture of it up tomorrow, but the lodge that I was telling you sisters about, I was thinking about Rev in particular.
Wait a minute, hold on. That's on your show tomorrow. Stay tuned for what you're about to say. Let's
Okay, got
complete
it.
this show. Let's complete this show. What y'all walking away from here with? I want to know y'all going with something. What y'all walking away with, Lakeisha?
So when you said the decision to forget, it reminds me of that gentleman who came on our show, Baba G.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Baba G. He told me that this is kind of like confirmed that he says, why do you always pumping the brakes? Like you stop yourself, you pump the brake, you stop the brakes. So I got to work on not, what is it about that? He said, you got to work on why are you pumping the brakes? Why are not you being the force that you are?
Because
Quit
you won't accept fully who you are. That's why you pump the brakes. Because to let the brakes go, you're gonna have to be fully who you are. Unabashed, unstoppable. So you pump the brakes because that means that you're gonna have to take full responsibility for who you are. That's why. I'll save you some of that, but go think about it. But that's what the deal is. You want to accept fully that you're a leader, you're a teacher, you out here to make the biggest difference on the planet, and you're not accepting that. And I'm in the shortcuts, and we ain't got a whole time for everybody to figure out every damn thing. Please. Right? Some of the stuff is just right there laid on the table, and you just got to accept that that's what's going on. All right. What are you guys taking away from the circle today? You got that, Lakeisha?
Yes.
Okay, so now what you really want to work is what's in between you and your leadership. That's what you want to work on. Okay? That's where the work, that's not even where the work is, because the work implies we got to go through some. I'm stop calling it the work. That's where the love is. You got to go put some love in that space right there. I'm done doing the work. I'm bringing some love to the conversation now. I got that too. Okay. That's where you got to go put some love around leadership. All right. Who else?
So would that be the accept something?
To accept, yeah. It's something
me.
she's got to accept, but she got to look a little deeper because somewhere something happened. I heard it in her conversation too. There's somewhere where you saw leadership and you went, "Nah, I'm not doing that." And you just got to look to see when you did that.
The thing about leadership is taking that responsibility. And once again, here we go, that word that we talked about last time, Rev. It's, you take on a lot, and maybe it seems like a burden. We look at it as a burden, because I can definitely relate to what Lakeisha's saying. I definitely, but just like
well, both of y'all just holding your own self up, talking about you want abundance and prosperity and having it all. And so then one of them conversations is a lie. One of them a lie. You can't do both of those.
Right.
I can't have everything but it's a burden. Which one we doing?
You're right. You gotta change your perception of it.
You can't do both of those conversations. So one of them is a lie.
Especially if we're gods, what you said, understanding the fact that we are. Yes.
Yeah. So you can't do both of those, ladies.
Right. And I think that's
and this is another thing. And okay, I can't take I agree with her. Don't be agreeing with people's bullshit.
All right, for the word.
Wait a minute, I'm just letting y'all know I'm not doing that either.
Not doing that.
Oh, that's okay. Oh no, it's not. You understand what I'm saying? We're not doing that either. We're going to be a stand for lifting each other up and empowering each other to our greatness, not to placate our smallness.
Thank you.
Lolly needs to go next based on where she's at. Go ahead, Lolly.
Okay, can you hear me?
And Stacy after that, then we're done.
Okay.
Ebony,
All right.
Ebony.
I'm
Ebony as well.
Okay, go ahead, y'all. Okay, we just over time.
okay.
Go ahead, Lolly.
Okay. I'll make it quick. I'm in New York right now.
Hey, New York, New York.
Um, but what but what I got from this is to remember and reclaim my power and my ability.
Yes. Wait a minute. And for you, walk in it. Walk in it. In every room, every store, every place you go, you walk in your divinity. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what you could do. Okay,
Yeah.
Stacy and then Mariana. Stacy.
No, it was Ebony.
Oh, Ebony, sorry. Stacy got her hand up too, but Ebony, where'd she go? There you go.
I'm taking away to accept thyself, all of it.
Yeah, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Come on, we're taking it all on because it's all wonderful and good and juicy.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Ebony and then Stacy. I mean, Mariana and then Stacy.
Okay. The one thing I'm taking away is the way that I self-love myself is an equal expression of how I love God.
Yes, that's my
And to
favorite.
Yeah,
That's my
and to be
favorite.
careful of the words that I speak too.
Yes,
My
because
words.
whatever I'm saying that about God.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
beautifully and wonderfully made. I'm a lean, mean, money-making machine. Hey,
Yeah.
come on, God. Me and you and me. Let's do the dang thing. A part of me got restored from doing this series, though. Stacy?
Yeah, so my takeaway is for many, many years, I've always wanted to understand how to communicate with people effectively. And for you to say what I said about the word care, that brought a whole lot of light to me about being careful about the words that you use. And I really, really appreciate that because my whole goal is to communicate in words that are effective. And that was a great takeaway for me. Thank you.
Okay, awesome, 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 awesome. All right, y'all. Anybody else? We out of here. Good job. Okay, Queen. Queen wants us to come tomorrow, y'all. She got some stuff to tell us about the conference. But we was talking about the conference last night, y'all. And we don't think that it's a conference. We think it's more like a summit.
It wasn't about the conference.
Oh, no, it's not. Oh, that's what we got on our mind. It's about the little cabin. That's right, the little cabin, the little cabin, the little cabin.
Well, yeah. So what I got, see, I've been doing this thing with myself and dealing with me. And it's like, my thing is, I'm back. Whatever happened during that time of leadership, all of that, I'm back. New and improved. That's what I got to say.
Okay, good. Got it. I got that.
All right,
100.
give yourselves a big old hug. We did a great work today.
Good job, y'all.
Yep. And give the world a big hug. Because that's our reflection. That's what we're creating. So we got to recreate something new. And sprinkle all the blessings and love and everything that you want for yourself. Sprinkle it on everybody else. And we will see you in the AM.
In the AM.
Miss
Okay,
it.
love y'all.
8 o'clock.
Thanks everybody for coming to the show. See y'all later. Peace.
Bye, ladies.